Killer, asesino. Out here in the fields, I fight for my meals. You have to give me a few seconds, several, many. I don't know if I was prepared to do this. Never supposed to say that. Never apologize when you're standing in front of a group of people, because those group of people, they come here, they want to know what you have to say. They want to believe it. If you apologize, it negates the whole goddamn purpose of the thing to begin with, right? It's one of those simple things. I put my back into my living. Let's put our eyes into it. How about that? Your back will only last so long, but your perspective will live with you forever. I was going through a thing that came from my dad's house, a box that was set up for me. My brother, the one that I love and the one that loves me, he put this in there. It was a course pack from Michigan State when I was at Michigan State. And it's from the book, I don't know, fall 1992, ISS 310 Hunter. It cost me $36.52, I think. Yeah, to buy that. That was Hunter. Who is that Professor Hunter? He was a guy that worked for the Let's Get Together before you get too much older. Ha ha ha. He was from the World Health Organization, the WHO. It was interesting to have a class with someone that was actually an expert at something. He knew what the fuck he was talking about, and he was right. He's got all these things, the citations, the medical records, everything. You can look them up if you want to. But gosh, just nobody cares anymore. I've been meaning to talk about this for about 2 weeks, and I didn't find this until last week. But the idea that poor guy did an executive order where he says we're no longer part of the World Health Organization anymore. Fuck you and all your goddamn viral infections and how your children will die. The measles. I've been inoculated. I don't have any fucking concern about it. You probably have too. And you don't even care about your kids. There. That's how that thing kind of works. And so I found this book that we had for our class. And look at that. Geophagy in Africa and in the United States. This talks about people mothers, pregnant women eating termite mounds in Africa to get the minerals they need to support the gestation of their child. Their kids inside them, they need to feed it. You know, they're not getting their nutrients from anywhere else, so they eat fucking termite mounds. I guess that could come back one day. Nothing like a good earthy beet. But then you go back a little bit more, people, environment, and health, selected readings. This is the one that you're going to like. This is the one. As you say, it doesn't matter if RFK Jr. is the Department of Health and Human Services Secretary. Look at this. River blindness in Nangoti, northern Ghana, a hypothesis of cyclical advance and retreat by John M. Hunter. That guy that was our instructor, he was from the World Health Organization. He had spent his life on this. You think somebody's going to spend their life on something to prove it just wrong and stupid? Or do you think they're going to try to make this thing stronger and healthier for all of us? If they're going to put their entire life in it, that's it. That's it. Look, pathogenesis. River blindness is caused by a parasitic worm of the filaria group. Filaria, that means worm, in case you didn't know. Onchocerca volvulus. Oh, it says volvulus. Now we're in trouble. When an infected human subject is bitten by the female, the fly vector, Simulum damnosum in Ghana. And damnosum, I think, if I have this right, that it's the buffalo gnat. It's the black fly. Canada has black flies. They're trying to, oh no, we'll get back to that later. And it's an adult filaria breed, subcutaneous nodule, onchocercomata, ranging from the size of a pea to that of a golf ball. These are things I should show you. If I'm reading between things back and forth, some of them are those that I had highlighted during the class. I'm doing the work. I'm not a slacker. Female adult, length of 33.5 to 50. The life of the adult worm is 10 to 15 years. Besides the nodules, a heavily infested skin will show signs of atrophy, diminished elasticity, and the thickening known as pachydermia or elephant skin. All of you women that are paying for your goddamn plasticity, your plastic surgery stuff, all we'd have to do is support the WHO, and you wouldn't have to worry about your skin getting so thick and thin and stupid. You wouldn't have to be paying more money for these people. Just support the World Health Organization. The growing filarial population invades the eyeball through sheaths of perforating blood vessels and accumulations of dead parasites set up inflammatory reactions in the ocular tissues that lead finally to blinding lesions. This is African river blindness. Once when I worked with the mentally handicapped, and this one girl always had this little thing she'd write on and say, "What's your favorite? What's your favorite?" And I'd say, "I don't have any favorites." Finally, one day, she said, "What's your favorite food?" I said, "Onchocerciasis." And she's like, "Ah." And I spelled it for her, and she looked it up to find out that it was African river blindness. It's nodules of shit growing all over you. With microfilarial vectors of shit growing all over you. And then it gets in your eyeballs and it makes you blind. Well, there's an interesting thing. We want to buy Canada so much. They've got black flies, which are part of that species and genus, the Demnosa, whatever the hell it is, we've already got the fucking vector to transmit it into us through the rivers, which all over America there are rivers, and some of the biggest rivers in the country. They give water to the most horrific people you'll ever meet in public. If you're able to be horrific in public, that means you're an asshole to begin with. You're supposed to be nice when you're out in public so nobody knows that you're beating your wife and raping your children. We get rid of the World Health Organization and the studies they do on this stuff. What that amounts to is that we're losing all regulation about transmission of fucking agriculture and such, and animal beings. Those things are going to end up in our water, and you're going to be dealing with African river blindness. Doesn't matter what kinds of glasses you're wearing, if you're not reading the information you have available, you will suffer from your purpose of not wanting to know what people are saying.